Still I Rise, a poem by Maya Angelou.
You may write me down in history with your bitter twist and lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise.
Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room.
Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise.
Do you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my hardiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard.
You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I'll rise.
Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Like a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
I never dreamed I'd be homeless, and I had average childhood, good job. I was married with house and boats and everything, and I worked on defense electronics for a big defense contractor. I built missile jammers, infrared, radar guided, and laser guided. The last 4 years I worked for them, I was working as a contractor for the NSA on communication eavesdropping equipment, mostly cell phones, etc. It was a good paying job. Over the years I developed a lot of health problems, and things happened. My parents both died within a 5-year period. I got divorced, and I ended up losing the job. I had never really thought too much about homelessness. I knew there was homeless people out there, and I never even really thought, how do they get by? What do they do? Till I became homeless, and then you realize with no money, no insurance, you can't get medical help. And with all my medical problems, that was a big thing. My health was failing rapidly. There's a lot of doctors that won't see you if you're homeless. I had kidney failure, congestive heart failure. I was in the hospital almost a whole month. And when I got out, the hospital social workers had found Emmaus so that I didn't have to go live in the woods, because they kept asking me, where are you going to live? And I says, in a tent in the woods, because that's all I knew, you know. I mean, I didn't have any place else to go. So I felt lost. It was kind of a hopeless feeling. It was a big relief for me, because I knew I was indoors in a safe place. I had blankets, pillow, a bed, and it was a great feeling to know that I was going to be inside. I lost a lot of my dignity, and I didn't know if I'd ever get it back. Having some of the pressures relieved of having a place to live, a roof over my head, and having a meal every day, you know, I regained some of that, and I was able to move on. Most of my help came through Emmaus with their case managers, and that's how I got my feet back on the ground.
My company was bought over. The company I worked for, they were bought over by another company, and I became unemployed. I didn't have enough money to, pay all my bills. With the unemployment, my 401k, and my severance, I was just making it. And then I ended up, getting the notice, the eviction notice. But before I can get evicted, I left. My baby was born in July 25th of 2012, and it went an entire year roaming from home to home to home to home to home to home. No one knew that I was homeless. Still to today's day, my family don't know. I entered this room and I saw the bunk beds and I looked around and I said, this isn't life for me and isn't life for my baby. And the fact that those looks that she gave me said 1,000 words, and I connected with my daughter, and I would tell her, baby, this is temporary. Mommy is sorry that we're going through this, but tomorrow will be a better day for us. Which is true. I'm sorry. My baby motivated me. Never saw myself fall into this situation, but again, it can happen to anyone. And, it comes starting from me. I know firsthand it can happen to anyone. Still, I fell down, never saw myself falling down, and here I am rising up little by little. The Bethel program, which I find to be awesome, I tend to speak to lots of people about it. It helped me complete my GED. Well, it actually gave me my GED. It's helped me with work search. I went on 3 interviews, at the Bethel. Great support. I, can't thank, the Bethel program enough for their support. Right now there's a company called Gemline that they're a factory, but there's 2 positions, one to work on the floor and there's one to work inside the office because they need help with the office. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing, because I know that I'll start small and I will rise to become somebody big within that company. I'm looking forward for that. Yes, yes.
Staying with friends and family, and I had to leave before my brother's family got kicked out, so I ending up here. Scared at first, but I learned a few things. I've been down in the dirt, and it's basically, it will get better, but you have to work at it. They got me the help that I needed, pointed me in the right direction. And it was really up to me. It's just that I can't live like this anymore. And I do talk to some guests, and when I see them, and they're like, you're like a positive attitude. I said, I've been there. It can change for you. It doesn't work out fast, but it does happen. And I said, tell them all of a sudden I explained to them, the help is there. All you have to do is ask the questions.
When my husband decided to divorce me, I became homeless. I lived in my car. I was at a point of such despair and such anguish because I was not with my children. I had been with them all their lives, and now he had taken them away from me. And I struggled to maintain a sense of dignity so that my children wouldn't know that I was homeless and living in my car. I ended up getting frostbite in my shoulder and needing to have surgery in my right shoulder because it was so cold one night and my body couldn't take it. My catalyst for me being a different person is my children. I don't want them to go through the things that I went through in my life. When I was a teenager, I was molested. I didn't want my children to face that kind of anguish, and I did everything I could to protect them. When I found myself homeless, I worked very hard not to reveal this to them. not to let them know, but to always look my best and to carry myself with a sense of dignity, because I didn't want them to worry. I didn't want them to know that I was really spending the night in a parking lot. I've gone on from there to have a single bedroom apartment. I moved in 5 years ago and I had nothing. But now I am trying to buy a house and a car. And I believe only good things are coming ahead for me. My life is a thrill a minute. And homelessness doesn't define me. If I didn't have the support I had at the time that I was homeless, I would not be here. My children would be without a mother. Is that definitive? You know, I've gone from middle class to nothing. And so I've worked and continue to work to be the best me that I can be. And I want to thank my daughters, Amy and Sarah, for what they've meant to my life. I love you.
But still, like air, I'll rise.
But still like air, I rise.
I rise, I rise, I rise.
I love to cook. I like to feed people. I did an egg dish, like a quiche, and it comes out like a piece of cake, full of eggs, vegetables, meats, lots of cheese, and it comes out like a piece of cake, cut like a cake, and they love it. That I can say is one of my best ones that they do like. I run the kitchen. I run the kitchen.